Welcome to the Sports Betting Preview podcast from pregame.com for the week of December 17th, 2009. I'm your host, RJ Bell. I'm joined by Vegas runner, genuine professional bettor here in Las Vegas, Marco D'Angelo, 30 years in the business. This is segment 3 of 6, big game preview in the NFL, and we have the Eagles and the 49ers. Okay. As usual, you're the line move expert. Tell us about the line moves.
Okay, Philly opened as an 8-point home favorite with a total of 44.5. As of this morning, Philly's 9, and the total's dropped down to 42.5. This game is in a circle. They're taking limited action because of Westbrook being he's been questionable all year since he hit his head. But, you know, it's just the books protecting themselves from the wise guys once again and limiting games.
All right, so this could be a situation where it could be a public, again, we always try to interpret these wise guy moves. My gut feeling is this very well could be trying to get ahead of the public, though the fact that it's not necessarily close, well, I guess they could get up to 10 on the key number. Usually they're going to try to take a position around a key number.
Yeah.
What's your feeling? Is this a legitimate move?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I saw the future line, like I tell you, I like to go back. It was 8.5, so it's right there. I think it was just a difference in opinion. Some books open in 8, some a little 8.5, so I think it's just settled at 9. I think the true steam play in this game is the under, coming off that key total of 44 and even 43, bypassing both them numbers and dropping down.
But you
to
also got to wonder
42.5.
if it's just a weather play.
Yeah, exactly, on the East Coast.
Because these odds makers don't seem to be able to account for this weather.
You're so right.
And you'd think they could. It's not that complicated.
There's 12 cities on that East Coast.
I mean, there's a chance. And again, these are smart guys. So, I mean, they're thinking about something. I just don't know what. Because when you see, like, the Steeler game last week, they go from, 39 to 33 or something?
Yeah,
I mean, that weather
like
couldn't change that much. I mean, but anyway. Okay, so, Marco, you've got a free pick on this game. You've actually won 12 of 16 free picks right here. Why don't we just get right to it? Tell us why we should be playing. Let me try to guess his free pick first, though. This would be good, actually. It can be Guess Marco.
I think I know.
Do you know it?
I don't, I swear.
What do you guess?
I know it was on this game. I'd say he's going to take Philly.
I think he's taking
on Monday.
Yeah, I think
like
he's
that.
taking Philly because they saw San Fran
crushing money line.
Yeah, and the public
night.
saw it. All right, so I'm guessing Philly.
We need a sound effect. They're wrong.
Oh, see, you can never figure out.
You can't figure this guy out.
We're going with the total, and we're going with the under
Talk
here.
about a curveball.
And yeah, Sunday I had the under Sunday night in the Philly Giant game, and that was a horrible play. But
till the first quarter was over.
To quote Vegas runner, that was a stone cold under until they start scoring.
Now, if you were in the sports book, could you start cashing that ticket like in the second quarter?
No, because it has to go the distance. Past the 5. There has to be less than 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Unless you're a good customer. I know we don't have much time. True story. I only had a ticket, and the game was over. And I didn't have any money with me, and I wanted to bet so bad, and they let me bet it, but they held the ticket behind the counter.
There we go. All right, tell us.
The reason here is you've got two teams. We always talk about public perception. Both teams were on primetime last week. Philly was on Sunday night, San Fran on Monday. The takeaway is, even though both had impressive wins, the public's going to come away from that game looking more impressed with Philly because of the way they went up and down the field. Philly, for 2 weeks in a row, they've scored a total of 79 points. But they keep scoring on big plays. Again, they had a punt return in the game. They're scoring on 70, 80-yard pass plays. It's ridiculous. San Francisco has a good defense.
All right, so the fact that they're scoring on big plays, that makes you like the under?
Makes me like the under because you're not.
You think it's a fluke?
Right. They're not going to keep. You're not going to keep getting punt returns. You're not going to keep getting broken coverages where guys bang into one another and leave the guy wide open, or blown coverage. San Francisco is disciplined. That's the one thing. They're going to look and say they beat Arizona, but people are going to say, yeah, they were lucky because Arizona had 7 turnovers. So I think they're not as impressed with San Francisco coming off that game.
And last year's game, when people look back, these two teams played last year, they scored 66 points. 40-26, Philly beat them.
Did you know that, Mark?
I did know that. And again, being a contrarian that I am, is another
But
reason.
that was with J.T. O'Sullivan at quarterback,
And
not Alex Smith.
And I
so.
actually like this because on one hand, it's the people who are doing the newspaper handicapping are saying, and the TV handicapping is, San Fran's offense didn't look so bad. Philly's been scoring like crazy. Philly can't stop anyone.
What's 42
Last year
points,
they scored a lot. So,
and yet this number took off a key number.
That's
like
why I
you
say
said.
it's definitely a position by the Sharps.
Right. I like the under. That's who I like in this game.
do you suggest, and then we'll get VR's opinion, because line movement is one of your specialties, as we keep saying, and predicting when to play is a key, is the public, and again, it's a balance, because you got the weather, and who knows, this could go down a lot if the weather turns bad, but the public is going to be inclined to bet over. Do you wait or do you play early?
Well, the general thought is on totals, if you're betting the under, you wait. That's the general thought. But being that it's already been hit by the Sharps, a lot of times you get what I call the piggyback, type moves where people see the initial move and they say, oh, sharp money, and they want to start jumping on it, and then you get an even
Especially
bigger
when they
flow.
see on them sites that show the percentages and they see 70% on the over and the line dropped 2 points, and they're going to say, oh, the wise guys are on the under. You're right, and they do that.
So I would grab it now.
All right. Any thoughts on this?
Myself, to bet the total, I lean the under too. I think when to bet it, you got to look right now. And if you see snow in the forecast for the weekend, then I would wait. I would bet it now because it's going to drop a lot. Otherwise, I think this line could only go back up. The lowest it'll hit is 42, I think, before they try to middle it, because 44.5 and being able to go over 42,
So
I think something will take.
You're saying unless the weather forecast
It's
looks
snow,
bad,
because
wait till
snow's
game
when
day.
they're going to keep dropping it. If it's just cold, we already know it's cold. It ain't going to drop 4 more points.
All right, as I look at this game, and I agree with the total here that Marco likes on the under, and it's an official free pick. I have a lean towards San Fran. The short week bothers me. I just think this is San Fran's situation. This is their spot. They've only lost 2 of 11 games as a dog. Now, there's 2 pushes in there, but you only are going to pay the bookie 2 out of 11 times if you play this 49er team as a dog. And we do have a premium on Philly, it would seem. And again, those big plays that you think are aberrations, that's what the public loves. They love to bet a team they think that has big play potential.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
For me, this Philly team's been overrated a point and a half for a couple years now, to be honest with you. I never understand why they're so highly regarded. They don't, we haven't seen them actually show that they should be this highly regarded. I'd have a lean to San Fran. I have a lean towards the under.
One thing I'll tell you, Philly's played 2 other times on Sunday Night Football this year, and the next week they lost. So they're coming off a Sunday night game. They played Dallas earlier in the year, and then they went to San Diego.
Now, do you worry that 2 games like that is, if someone said so-and-so's 2-0 in this spot, your first thought is, what does that mean? Did you see things in those follow-up games that show you that there's a hangover effect?
Well, the teams that they lost, San Diego, that's when San Diego started their winning streak. So, that you could excuse that loss. But after they played Chicago, then they came home and played Washington, a team they should have just rolled over, and they struggled with Washington. They had to score late to beat them. So, maybe this team, they enjoy being on prime time a little too much.
I like the under angle more because of the fact that San Fran doesn't allow points. Even though Philly's the 3rd highest scoring team in football, and they've scored, 33 points a game over the last 4, San Fran's like 8th in the NFL in points allowed. So they're not letting teams score. Where Philly, on the other side, they're mid-pack in defensive points allowed. So I think you might be right, too. San Fran might be able to hang in there and keep this, low-scoring, close game.
All right, good stuff. Official free pick and keeping a streak going, hopefully. Okay, next up is we're going to be talking NFL, Steelers, and Green Bay Packers.
My free pick.
And remember, you can get all of our videos at pregame.tv, or if you want to download and listen, just go to iTunes and search for pregame.com.